Running OpenClaw on your main machine exposes everything. A VPS is technical and requires Linux skills. A Mac Mini is $600 upfront. I'm running it securely on my existing Mac for free. Let me show you how. We're going to be using this virtual macOS installation to set up OpenClaw as if we were setting it up on our main computer or on a brand new $600 Mac Mini that I didn't actually buy. Let me show you how you can do it too. The secret is downloading this app called UTM, which is an operating system virtualization software. UTM lets you install virtual versions of operating systems on your main computer. So essentially, you're creating an isolated environment in which you can really afford to let OpenClaw run wild. This way, if it messes something up, it doesn't affect your main system and you still get the benefits of using OpenClaw on a macOS. If you're a Windows user, you won't be able to install macOS, but you could still install any version of Linux, and the essential setup is going to be the same. So go ahead and download UTM, and once you open the app, you'll be hit with this screen. Click on Create a New Virtual Machine, click Virtualize, and choose your operating system. If you're already on a Mac, choose Mac. If you're using Windows, then you can go ahead and choose Linux instead. Choose macOS, leave the hardware settings at the default, keep clicking Continue, click Continue, save. It's going to go ahead and set up your virtual machine. Once the machine is set up and the operating system is installed, you can go ahead and click this play button, and that's going to start up your new macOS installation. You'll see that it's running as if it was a real computer. I've already done the basic setup where you create your account and everything. So let me go ahead and log in. And the first thing I'm going to do is download Google Chrome because we want OpenClaw to be able to access the browser. Let's install it. So let's fire up Google Chrome, and I'm going to sign in with a new email address that I created especially for OpenClaw. Now, I've done this on my own domain, but you can just as easily set up a free Google account as well. It doesn't matter if it's on your own domain or if it's free, you'll still be able to connect it to all the different tools that we're going to use, which I'm going to show you shortly. All right, so I'm in, and the next step is to actually go ahead and set up OpenClaw. And in case you're wondering, this actually started as Claudebot. They got hit with a cease and desist letter, so they turned into Moltbot, and it molted into its final form, OpenClaw, which is really the same thing, just in a different name. If you scroll down on openclaw.ai, we are going to grab this piece of code, copy it, and then in our virtual Mac, we are going to run a terminal. Then paste the command, hit enter, and you might be hit with this error that says checking for sudo access. So type in sudo and then paste the command again. It'll ask you for your password, so go ahead and enter it. This is the password that you use to set up your computer. And since this is a fresh installation, it's going to need to download a lot of support files as well. So just go ahead, grab a cup of coffee, and wait for this installation to complete. Alright, so OpenClaw was installed successfully. Awesome. Let's scroll down. Ignore the security warning because that's how we roll. And I understand. And click continue. In the onboarding mode, go to quick start. Now here's where we can save some more money while still getting some really good performance. Ideally, if you had an unlimited budget, you'd be using Anthropic's Claude Opus 4.5, which in my opinion is the most advanced AI model ever. But Opus 4.5 is going to burn through your tokens like anything. But because we don't want to burn through our tokens, we're actually going to use Google's Gemini 3 Flash. OpenRouter costs $5 for every 1 million open input tokens and $25 for every 1 million output tokens and $10 for every 1,000 web search tokens. That's pretty expensive, and it has a context window of 200,000. If we see Gemini 3 Flash, you'll see that it has a bigger context window, and it's just 50 cents for every 1 million input tokens and $3 for every 1 million output tokens. So it's going to be significantly cheaper. Now, if you have a Google API key, you can get it directly from aistudio.google.com. Since I already have everything set up on OpenRouter, I'm going to use an OpenRouter key. And the advantage of sticking to OpenRouter is that you can really easily switch models without having to switch API keys. So let me go ahead and grab my API key, select OpenRouter, continue, and drop in my OpenRouter API key. Now for the model, I'm going to go ahead and scroll down until I find Gemini 3 Flash Preview. Hit enter. Next, it's going to ask me to set up a messaging channel. I'm just going to stick to Telegram, hit enter, and it's going to ask me to drop in my Telegram bot token. So head over to Telegram and send a message to the bot father. Type in /new bot to set up a new bot and keep following the instructions until you finally receive an HTTP API token. Click on it to copy, drop in your bot token. Next up, we need to tell OpenClaw which Telegram user IDs it should allow messages from. It may not work with your actual user ID, so just go to Telegram, send a message to @userinfobot, grab the ID, and paste it in, and you'll see that everything is now set up. Next up, we need to configure the skills. So let's go ahead and hit enter. Choose NPM for skill management. And under skills, we want to enable MC Porter. So let's go ahead and hit space, click enter, and it's going to install MC Porter. MC Porter is going to let us actually connect our Zapier MCP that we had set up with OpenClaw. For everything else, I'm just going to click no, but feel free to add any other API keys that you want. But let's go ahead and securely set up an MCP server for OpenClaw to connect to our new Gmail account. And we're going to be doing it through Zapier. So head over to mcp.zapier.com, and I'm back on my main machine for this because that's where I'm logged in with my main account. For the client, we're going to scroll down and choose Other. In here, you can go ahead and connect your MCP server to 8,000 different apps. For this demo, I'm just going to be setting up Gmail, but you can repeat the same process to connect it to 8,000 different apps, all through Zapier's secure platform. So this way, you don't have to juggle hundreds of API keys and risk potential exposure. You're doing everything through Zapier's secure MCP. So I'm going to click on Gmail and select the specific tools that you want to give it access to. Now, since this is a dedicated email for OpenClaw, I'm just going to go ahead and select all tools. Click connect and connect your Gmail account. So here's my OpenClaw Gmail account. I'm going to click continue, select all, continue, and then click add 12 tools. Now let's head over to connect. Grab your credentials and drop them into OpenClaw. So I'm going to click generate token, click generate token, and it's going to provide you with a URL and a token. Next up, we have to hatch our OpenClaw. So this is the first connection to OpenClaw. It's going to figure out who it is, what it is you want it to do. So let's just answer these questions. My name. So give it your name, give it a name, and just some basic instructions on what kind of vibe it should have. Hit enter. So let's move this chat over into Telegram and continue here. I went ahead and copied all of this information from Zapier, and I'm going to drop it in here and ask it to connect it for me. And I get a confirmation saying Zapier is now connected. Let's just confirm by asking it to check which tools it has access to. Awesome. So we have all of these tools that we had actually done. Let's go ahead and send a test email to ourselves. Right? Done. The test email has been sent to OpenClaw. And if we open up Gmail, we indeed have sent ourselves this email. Awesome. 10 minutes ago, you probably thought you needed to drop $600 on a Mac Mini or commit to monthly VPS bills just to experiment with OpenClaw. Now, you've got a fully functional, isolated, and most importantly, secure setup running on hardware that you already own. And if you're interested in building systems like these in your own business or agency, I run an AI incubator that empowers you to do just that. More info in the description. If you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you could give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more AI and automation content.